Hey guys, this is Cuber Critic, and today I am giving you a video that you have all been waiting for quite some time. And that is a three-way comparison between the top three speed cubes that are on the market today. The first one being the Fengshi Shuang Ren, then the Moyu HuanYing, and then the Dian ZhanChi. I will be going into three different categories of reviewing a comparison, and they will be in the categories of corner cutting, smoothness and turning, and then overall quality of the cube. So I am not going into the mechanism, as you guys can check those out in my individual reviews. So moving on to the Fengshi Shuang Ren, this cube has wonderful corner cutting. It is actually the best corner cutting that I've ever seen when I'm solving a cube. And on top of that, if it does lock up, it locks up, but it goes straight back into the position that's normally supposed to be in. It doesn't have any awkward looks or anything that you would see sometimes in other 3x3s. Reverse corner cutting still pretty good as well, so I like that. The Moyu HuanYing does not have very good 45-degree corner cutting, which is significantly lower than the Shuang Ren, which I find that very surprising. Now, I may need to loosen the tensions as well, but from what I see so far, I am not impressed. The reverse corner cutting is actually better than the regular corner cutting, so that's something to put into consideration. The Dian ZhanChi is a somewhat cross between the two. It can go 45 just fine. If you go a little bit past that, you can see here that it locks up a little bit, and it almost looks like the cube is about to pop. And if I were going at fast speeds, it probably would pop on me, so that's something that I'm concerned about. Reverse corner cutting is actually better than both of them, in my opinion, so that's also something that was very surprising. Now, the smoothness and the overall turning of the cube of the Fengshi is very, very good. It actually requires a little bit more force, but I feel like I have more control over the cube when I'm solving it. And it doesn't feel like it's about to pop on me or anything. Now, a lot of people have also said that after solving the cube for several solves, that the turning becomes smoother. So that's also something to keep in mind if you get this cube. The Moyu HuanYing is a completely different story. It feels very crisp, very clean. I don't feel like I'm having to put in a lot of effort. It's also extremely light, so I don't have to turn as much or put so much effort in. However, it does lock up on me when I'm trying to solve the cube, and that's something that bugs me while I'm trying to get good times. So it may not bug you as much though. With the Dian ZhanChi, it's like in the middle. It has very smooth turning, but I also feel like I have good control. I have to put in a little bit more effort than the HuanYing, and it locks up occasionally on me as well, but it's not as hard to turn as the Shuang Ren. But again, these are all very minuscule details that I've noticed when solving these different cubes. So I like the Dian ZhanChi as well. But I'm going to do here is an example solve for all of you. For each of these cubes, I'm going to be just kind of talking about them. With the Shuang Ren, I really enjoy this cube. I don't feel like I'm having to work so hard when I have a lockup. It feels very smooth. A lot of people brag about how smooth it is, and it surprised me with the type of plastic that it was. But also on top of that, the more I solve it, the smoother it gets. Now here I have a really good solve of 19.11, so I'd say that's not bad for a first time solve to show it to you guys. Now moving on with the Moyu HuanYing, this cube is good. The only issue that I have with it is that the corner cutting is not as good, and for people who really enjoy having a large corner cut, it's definitely not going to be their cup of tea when they're trying to solve it. And also it is extremely loud. It locks up quite a bit, and to me, it's not worth all the pros that this cube has to offer. I would sooner stick with my ZhanChi or my Shuang Ren because of how much it locks up. So that's just a consideration. 20.94, that's not bad. The Dian ZhanChi, I know it has a CubeSmith sticker because I replaced it with half brights, but this cube is good. You've seen enough reviews about this cube, and you probably have one for yourself, to know that this is something that is definitely noteworthy and has done a lot of good in our community. But when solving the other cubes, it's not as smooth and graceful as the other two cubes are. So 20.17, better than the HuanYing, and not as good as this Shuang Ren. But putting all these cubes together, if I went first to third, going from left to right, I would have to put this in an order that may surprise some of you, you may not. But here it goes, from first to third, going this direction. I would put in this. Going from the Shuang Ren to the ZhanChi to the HuanYing. Now here is why. With the Shuang Ren, although I do have to put in a little bit more force, I feel like I have more control. The corner cutting is wonderful, and it feels very smooth in my hands when I'm trying to solve it. I don't feel like I have to put in a lot of effort. I feel very safe and secure knowing that it's not going to pop or lock up as often. You can see here it's got wide gaps, and I'm trying to make it pop, and it just doesn't. It's something that I very much enjoy about this cube. So this is why it's in my first. It's just great overall. I don't have any problems with it, and it just feels great. That's the best way I can put it. Now, with the ZhanChi, it's a very close middle for me. I had a hard time deciding which ones I wanted from all these. These are all very minuscule choices, but the ZhanChi just seemed to have a smoother feel than the HuanYing, and it just felt like a better balance. Now, of course, it doesn't corner cut as well as either of them, but it seems to have a better overall feeling, and I like that. The HuanYing, I have to honestly say, when I first got this cube, I was a little disappointed. It just locks up on me way too much for me to say this is better than the other two, because I don't have that issue. I'd rather have it pop sometimes than it to lock up a lot of times. And with the HuanYing, it just doesn't do what I want it to do. But overall, with the quality of it, the corner cutting, it is very light. It is a cube that I do like, but it's just not my favorite. So, and there you have it. These are the three that I would choose. So, anyway, I hope you guys like my video. Please comment, subscribe, and like my video, and I'll see you guys later.